Welcome to Salt Lake City and the Gateway. I'm Lauren Gardner, the Cicerone, and this is Devotion Championship Wrestling. On the card tonight, the original Mike Burke will be fighting in the defense of Harvey Whipplebaum's, well, we don't know what it is title, against Mr. Happy. Will Harvey and Mike's rekindled relationship work, or will it crumble under the big top drop? Also tonight, making his DCW television debut, Misi the Tongan Lion goes up against the Zhŭrèn Porter Blake. But first, the Prophets of Destruction have requested a TV crew who is standing by with them backstage.
So you want a match? You want a match with the Prophets of Destruction? Will Otto von Snatch and Sister Ass Tin Man? We've got one for you. We propose to you a jihad match. Anything goes. Tag team. Tornado, if you will. And to the winner goes all the glory. And the glory are in the stipulations.
Let's talk stipulations. Otto von Clutch, my son, the biggest mistake of my life. Let me tell you something, boy, you're like a bad case of herpes. You just keep coming back. Well, after this match is done, so are you, boy, and you will never, ever call me father again. Tell him more, Matt.
Let me say something. Ass Tin Man, when the Prophets of Destruction win, this gentleman, this man, he will become the core champion. And once more, you're gonna have to take your sister act somewhere else. So take us on, if you will. Fear us, if you may. But to all the higher powers, we will take from you.
And Brother Austin, one more. Smile, oh, lele. My name is Missy, the Tongan Lion. Ko Otua, Motonga, Ko Hoku, Tofia. I come here because I want the opportunity to wrestle with DCW's finest and also welcome some to my pride, my heritage, my life. All I have is one rule and one rule only: no disrespecting my pride. But if you choose to disrespect me or anybody in my pride, you will be humbled by Misi, the Tongan Lion.
Kid Ref has called for the bell. Our competitors are in the ring, and we are underway our first bout for the evening. We just saw the Prophets of Destruction apparently issuing a challenge to Brother Austin and Otto von Clutch for what MK called a jihad match, apparently a tornado tag match, and we will keep you up to date if and when that develops. Additionally, we also saw our first glimpse of Misi the Tongan Lion. We will get to see a lot more of him later this evening. Back in the ring, Mean Mike defending Harvey Whipplebaum Esquire's, well, we don't know what it is title, but it is on the line against the circuitous clown, Mr. Happy. Burke, who is expertly employing a wrist lock, is keeping Mr. Happy from retaliating, but a light bulb apparently got, yes, Mr. Happy, using his classical clown training with some tickles, is able to free himself from the grips of the original Mike Burke. And I don't know if Burke is innately this ticklish or if it's just something about Mr. Happy that he's uncomfortable with. I, for one, wouldn't want him tickling me either. Mike Burke with a rear waist lock. Again, a light bulb apparently going off, and again, the tickle style working well thus far for Mr. Happy. And as far as I'm aware, there is no clause in the rule book that says you can't tickle someone, so it stands as is. Kid Ref there to call any misdeeds that might happen in the ring regardless. Mean Mike, seeming to get a light bulb of his own, goes for his own reach-around tickle and gets a punch to the back of the head. Mr. Happy letting Burke know that he is in fact not ticklish. A lariat puts Burke down, and Mr. Happy, with what I can only describe as another light bulb moment apparently, and Happy really is happy. He loves wrestling and he loves hurting his opponents. Nothing makes him happier, as we can see the grin on his face, kicking the hamstrings of the original Mike Burke, looking to, spread the legs of Mike Burke in a very compromising position, and opts for a leg drop below Burke's southern latitude. With pain etched on Burke's face, Happy goes for the cover, 2, kicks out at 2, and the match continues. And this is a do-or-die situation for Burke. Last week, it was he who approached Harvey Whipplebaum, asking to represent him, to represent his title, to have another chance. If we remember correctly, folks, Harvey Whipplebaum came into DCW helping out Mean Mike. There he is again ringside, and right now, Mike Burke seems to be in need of some help himself. After suplexing Burke, Happy floats over, goes for the cover. Burke kicks out at 2 again. And I don't know what kind of arrangement Burke and Harvey Whipplebaum have for defending this title, but Harvey himself being an attorney, there is no doubt in my mind that if Burke is not successful, there will be binding consequences. Happy looking to go for another swinging hammer, but Burke retaliates and gets some separation from his opponent with a drop kick, and he has finally got Mr. Happy on his heels. But while Happy is taking time to talk to you at home, Burke has come up with a plan and seems to be executing it. Runs in with an elbow, with his fist raised in the air, sets up his next move, gets some speed, and comes in with a right cross. Mr. Happy drops to his posterior. Burke comes in with a running knee to the side of the Clown's Kisser. Now, much like a long jumper taking his steps, Burke setting up for another attack. This time he runs in, but nobody's home. Mr. Happy letting us know that he is the smart one in this bout. Sets up, and this is it. He's looking for the big top drop. He goes, but Burke drops his weight down below the waist of Mr. Happy and sets up his own finisher, the authentic cut. Now with a quarter Nelson rollover, goes for the cover. 1, 2. That's it, folks. Harvey's title is secure.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, the original Mike Burke.
Folks, a production assistant has just handed me this information. Our main event tonight will in fact be a Tornado Tag Jihad match between the Prophets of Destruction and the team of Autobahn Clutch and Brother Austin. But first, we caught up earlier today with Porter Blake about his exhibition match against Misi, the Tongan Lion.
Clearly, I am not respected in this company. I have faced champions, and they have left my dojo limping. And then, I have to face the bottom of the barrel. I face an idiot wearing a tutu. I face a man dressed as a woman, literal women, and then a clown! An actual clown! And now, I get Misi Tutu, the Tongan Lion, in his first ever match here in DCW. Well, Misi, I welcome you into my dojo. But tonight, it is not with open arms, but with an open hand. And you will understand, victory is mine!
And now a very confident Porter Blake takes on Misi, the Tongan Lion. Blake with something to say.
What did you say? Welcome to my bride!
The devoted devoted faithful backing Misi right out of the gate. Look at that. And a haka to boot.
It's mine, Jojo! And you're the one that... No! Let's do it!
And the two engage. Misi showing his strength. A former amateur wrestler, a former American football player, and a former rugby player. Among training in Muay Thai, Blake, who I've often said perhaps the most dangerous man in the DCW locker room, may have underestimated Misi with a hip dip takeover, showing some of that amateur style, but Blake, infuriated, retaliates with a side headlock. Misi, you can see, looking to get his weight down low, throws Blake off the ropes, who rebounds into Misi. Misi rebounds himself and puts Blake into a supine position. Blake looking back at Misi as if to say, is that the best you got? Gets to his feet, leapfrogs over Misi. Blake looks to toss Misi now, but Misi able to counter twice and reverses into a toss of his own. Now back up into fighter position, collar and elbow tie-up. Misi with an Ippon Seo Inagi brings Blake to the ground. Blake rushes in only to be caught and slammed into the mat. Misi goes for a cover. 2. Blake kicks out at 2. Folks, I don't know if I have ever seen anyone come out of the gate and take Blake on so soundly. Misi looks for a turnbuckle splash, but Blake sees it coming and gets out of the way. They call him the Zhŭrèn for a reason. Good night. Sun Tzu taught that the quality of the decision is like the well-timed swoop of a falcon. Blake with that pump kick, perhaps faster than a falcon, and is no doubt a student of the art of war. And as much as I have studied Blake in the past, for someone to come out so hard as did Misi, it only infuriated Blake. And now he is looking to prove a point. He is looking to do exactly what he promised to do earlier today. And this is not just a message to Misi. This is a message to DCW management, to everyone in the locker room. For weeks, Blake has felt overlooked, underappreciated, and given lesser than opponents. And I say this all the time, Blake does not need to devolve to putting someone between the ropes. Obviously, Misi has shown that he is a formidable opponent, and these two could put on a hell of a match for the devoted faithful. But instead, he's taken it upon himself to prove a point and to be a bully rather than to be a devoted opponent in the ring. And I'm sure that there is nothing that sticks in Misi's craw more than the disrespect that he is being shown right now by Blake. And did you see that right there? That is why Blake is so dangerous. He adheres to all the referees' counsel and their warnings, but he's able to manipulate the rules in a way that it's done so quickly, and he's so effective that it happens without the consequences of formal reprimands from a referee. And Blake continues to add insult to injury with these open-handed chops to Misi's masseter muscles. Like a lion waiting for his prey just to get close enough to pounce. A sidewalk slam, goes for the cover, 2. Blake kicks out, still at 2. I tell you what, folks, Misi has done nothing but impress me thus far. Pulls Blake up to his feet. Both opponents, while both opponents' backs were to the referee, that's exactly how Blake manipulates the rules. Now a snap suplex shows the strength that Blake has. Misi has 70 pounds on Blake. But then after a feat like that, degrades himself, degrades our sport by something as stupid as hanging an opponent on the ropes. Porter Blake doesn't realize that he's created his own paradox. He's not going to get the opportunities that he feels he deserves, the opponents that he feels he's entitled to, until he proves to DCW management that he can act in a manner that is befitting of those opportunities. With ring control and his opponent in the corner, Blake now shoulder sledding Misi into the breadbasket, lifting the larger man right off of his feet. But to Misi's credit, he is yet to be stopped. Each time he has been put down, he has got right back up and he continues the fight. Blake sets up European uppercut, pulls Misi back into the center of the ring, This is where he's usually looking to set up his finisher, the Zhou down. He goes for it. Misi ducks. A left jab. A right cross. A double chop brings Blake down. Misi puts him back down again. A Superman double palm strike. This Misi is something else. The Tongan Lion whips Blake into the corner, charges in, comes down on top of Blake's clavicle. Misi now powerfully whips Blake into the turnbuckle, chases after. Oh, and in the ruse of trying to protect himself, puts two fists into Misi's nether regions, sets up an elevated Zhou down, goes for the cover. 2. That's it, folks. Corner Blake proves his point. Folks, don't go anywhere because coming up next, the Tornado Jihad match, and it's our main event.
Now I will kill you.
I'd like to begin with a fact. A simple yet shocking fact. It is this. A flood tide of filth is engulfing our country in the form of cavemen, females, and by he-males, animals. Male and female alike are hardened in cynical contempt of human life and values. And thus the grotesque costuming and several persons inflicting pain upon the other. Yet much of this material has been described as an illustrated, detailed course in crime and violence. This moral decay weakens our resistance to the onslaught of the communist masters of deceit. An invitation even is extended to come join the fun. But through this salacious material, these abnormalities are corrupting the minds and the hearts of our children. What you have just seen is not the worst material available, and yet even this required editing to make it suitable to be shown in this film. The vast majority of this material is too obscene.
Lake City!
Welcome back to DCW, folks. This is our main event. Lauren Gardner here calling the action.
My name is Otto von Gotch! And I am Brother Austin! And as you all know, it's been a pretty rough few months for myself and my little brother right here.
Ever since the inception of the Prophets of Destruction.
It's been rough. Tombstone Jesus. Well, Tombstone Geezer, whatever it is. Judas! Judas, you have brought me to the highest mountains, and I can't stand it. Hey, it's not just your father, but it's also my brother. It's your brother, it's my father. And they have ruined our lives. They have ruined you, the fans. The most important thing about DCW, they've ruined it. So tonight we're putting it all on the line, brother. Tonight, we have a stipulation. How about this? If we lose tonight, brother, we are gone from DCW.
High stakes, but there are potential high rewards for this team up.
Hey, don't say that, because we're not losing, we're winning. And when we win, we win, we get what we want. That's right. So join us, Salt Lake City. We're gonna shame Tombstone Jesus. Isn't that right, brother? Yes, that is right. So when those false prophets get out here, we are gonna shame them. Shame, 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 shame. So guess what? Prophets of destruction, get your asses out here. It's time to play. Everything is on the line tonight. If we lose, we are through. We got this, brother. We got this.
And their opponent at a total combined weight of 434 pounds, being accompanied to the ring by the Lord and Savior of professional wrestling, MK, Tombstone Judas, Brother Chatwin, the Prophets of Destruction.
A match that has literally been his entire lifetime in the making for Otto Von Clutch. The Prophets of Destruction being shamed by the devoted faithful as they come out to the ring. Since the inception of the Prophets of Destruction and Brother Chatwin turned turncoat, Brother Austin has been the focal point of their collective malice. Now joined by Otto Von Clutch with a common enemy, I feel that the Brother Austin Otto Von Clutch team has, well, I don't know if anyone has a fair shake in a match against anyone supported by Matthew Robles, but they have a better chance nonetheless. A lot riding for Brother Austin and Otto Von Clutch. This is a do-or-die situation that they must win if they plan on any future career in DCW. As Matthew Robles steps out of the ring, our referee calls for the bell, and all systems are go. It appears that the Prophets of Destruction had some sort of a game plan going into this, as the Prophets both single out their respective adversaries, cornering them, but quick are Brother Austin and Otto Von Clutch to turn the tables, and that has hit them almost as hard as a kick to the jaw from Otto Von Clutch, of which his biological father is soundly familiar. The rules for a tornado tag match stipulate that no one needs to tag in or out. There is no count out in this match. There is no disqualification. However, a pinfall must take place inside the ring. But perhaps it won't even get to that point, as MK has rallied the troops. Tombstone stating we're out of here, and they now look to exit the DCW arena. They were the ones who called for this bout. As conniving and manipulative as are always the plans of MK, there is no doubt in my mind that this is not the end, but only perhaps a piece of the plan from the beginning. The Prophets of Destruction re-enter the ring. Tombstone now looking for his treachery takeover, and there he goes, gripping on tightly on his former cherub. Meanwhile, Otto Von Clutch is laying the hand of Surf across Brother Chatwin's chest, face, and neck. Tombstone Jesus with another treachery takeover, all the while MK, who is outside the ring, engaged in palaver with Ref Jeremy, but that is stopping him from making any kind of count. To the benefit of Otto Von Clutch, who comes in and hits Tombstone like he owes him money. And in fact, he does. At least a childhood's worth of back child support. Austin now brings the felled Tombstone to his feet. They've got a plan here, and crash the Prophets of Destruction headfirst into each other. Brother Austin and Von Clutch both go for the cover. Two. Both of the Prophets kick out at two. Von Clutch making good use of the rules of the tornado tag in that there are no disqualifications. And since re-entering the ring, Chatwin has received a beating like Von Clutch would give to a Benny bogarting his wave. Von Clutch off the ropes with his sponger senton, goes for the cover, but Tombstone feigns a cover himself to pull Jeremy away from the count. 1, 2. Chatwin kicks out at 2 after the ruse from Tombstone Judas. Judas calls for MK's racket with Austin's picture on it. Oh no! Oh, shades of the 2017 Davis Cup, when Denisha Pogolov did the same thing with a racket to an umpire. But this is not Villeneuve d'Ascq. This is DCW, and everything is on the line for Brother Austin and Otto Von Clutch. And right here we see that it's not just about winning for Tombstone Judas, as he seemingly gets bored with Brother Austin, trading foes to go and attack his very own flesh and blood.
All you have to do is join me.
And a seemingly possessed Brother Chatwin now rains down hammer fists atop his former partner, his former brother, Austin.
mercy! Injure him!
Preaching to his own demonic choir, MK telling Tombstone Judas there is no mercy and to finish off his own son. In the ring, Brother Chatwin with a suplex to his former Brother Smith partner. He goes for the cover. 1, 2. Brother Austin still in the game, kicks out at 2. Outside the ring at the feet of the devoted faithful, Tombstone catapults Otto Von Clutch, who launches face first into the ground. But it's what happens in the ring that is important in a tornado match. Pinfall or submission must take place inside the ring. And in that squared circle right now, Brother Chatwin puts Brother Austin, who was just on a resurgence, back down to the mat. Outside the ring, Otto Von Clutch is left to go 2-on-1 with MK and Judas. Chatwin sets up and drives an elbow right into Austin's heart. He goes for the cover. 2. Brother Austin still with enough power, with enough gumption, and enough faith to continue. However, without Von Clutch ringside, I think Brother Austin will have to dig deep to get encouragement to continue. He looks to whip Brother Chatwin. Chatwin counters and delivers his backbiter elbow. The referee checking on Austin. And with a heterodox statement, Brother Chatwin proclaims himself to be the one the devoted faithful should be admiring. Now the heretic of Brother Smith presses his boot right into Brother Austin's throat. Referee Jeremy checking to see if Brother Austin is okay. Nothing he could do as far as the disqualification goes, but he would stop the match if Brother Austin was in imminent danger. Austin, who has switched over to his reserve tank now. On the outside of the ring, we can still see Otto Von Clutch and Tombstone going at it. Chatwin comes off the ropes and is nailed with Austin's leap of faith. Chatwin appears to be knocked cold. Austin gets to his feet, but the soothsayer of the Prophets of Destruction climbs up onto the apron. Austin knocks the Worm-Tongue Bandit right off the apron. But coming from behind like Ephialtes himself, Chatwin locks in, looks for the Apostate Slam. Austin able to elbow his way out of it. Chatwin comes back in with the roundhouse. Austin catches and delivers the prayer bottom. He goes for the cover. 2. That's it, folks.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, the team of Otto Von Clutch and Brother Austin.
On behalf of DCW, I'm the Cicerone Lauren Gardner. And until next time, folks, stay devoted.
Now I will kill you.